Well, let's take a look at this fabric. Ooh, look at those. Let's take a look at this fabric in the sunlight so that you can see that it is actually a muted green. It definitely comes off as black if the light is not very strong. But I want you to see the texture on this beautiful fabric. So this is called recycled polyester Polartec alpha insulation fleece. And it's a pretty amazing fabric. It is 60 inches wide. It is made by Polartec, and it continuously releases excess body heat. So before your body heat builds to the fact that you're just sweating like crazy, this fabric, and I'll hold it up so that you can see, it is rather sheer. This fabric will release that excess body heat and keep you cool and comfortable. So it has advanced breathability. It's super fast drying. You can wash it in the washer. It resists moisture. And the fibers are lofted and connected to a solid mesh core. So what does all that mean? That means this ain't your granny's fleece. This fleece is something else. Hey, I didn't know it was possible to get so excited about fleece, but I'm pretty darn excited about fleece. When it arrived, the package was very light, and I opened it up and I thought, this is not like any fleece I've seen before. For one thing, it's very sheer. You can see that. It's got a beautiful texture to it. And it just had a loftiness about it, a lightness about it. So I wondered what to make. I reached for New Look 6529 and decided to make a long tunic. Now I'll tell you what I did with my tunic. And it is long, you can see that. It has the kangaroo pocket in the front. It has a hood, and I can't complain much about the pattern at all. I did go ahead and put in the thumb holes, and I finished the sleeve hems with fold over elastic. I finished the hem of the tunic with double fold bias binding in bright orange. I did some hand stitching around the kangaroo pocket just so it would stand out a little bit more. I think I put 4 strands of thread through my needle and just did some stitching so they would show up. And then around the hood, I sewed some very narrow, like 1/8 inch ribbon just around the perimeter of the hood, and then I tacked a little bow here to perk it up a bit. Because even though this is called muted evergreen, it looks black and it looked really plain. So I wanted to do something to give it a little more life. The hood is good, it's not too big. Sometimes I think home sewing patterns make their hoods enormous. I don't know why, but this is a good hood. Now, on the front of this tunic, that pocket to me looks like a pair of men's briefs, the way they have that on there. So I cut a different pocket, and I put the curves of my pocket up here rather than on the bottom like they have. So that was one thing I did differently, but everything else, I followed directions. Let's see, I put the sleeves in flat. I think they wanted you to put them in the round. It's a fine pattern. I'd like to make the leggings. I've never made leggings, so I'll have to do that this year. The fabric was fine to work with. It cut out beautifully. It did not fray. It's machine washable. They don't want you to put it in the dryer, so I just hung it over a line down in the basement, and it dries, fast, very fast drying. It held a press fine. I used a pressing cloth, of course, and no problem sewing it whatsoever. I used a ballpoint needle, and I didn't have any trouble at all. Now I do wear a camisole under the tunic because it is sheer, but I think that looks kind of cool on the arms to have them sheer. And the rest of it, you can see the camisole underneath. This is high performance fleece. If you're hot and sweaty, it's going to wick that sweat away. But if you're not hot and sweaty, it's gonna keep you toasty warm, and it feels divine. Oh my gosh, it feels great. So, do I highly recommend this? Yes. I wish they had it in more colors because I would make a whole bunch of these tops. I can wear this top all day long and not overheat. So, what would be better than running over to Fabric Mart and getting some of this great performance polar, what did they call it, alpha insulation fleece? Well, how about $5 off your order? Viv Mom Sews viewers, get a coupon code that I'm going to give you, and I always think of it as half price shipping. And you know, that'll get me shopping. So the code is VWinter20. I'll write it on the screen. I'll put it in the description box. And when you place your order at Fabric Mart, you are just going to fill in the coupon code and you will receive $5 off your order. This is good until through March 31st, 2020. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't need any reasons to go shopping for fabric, but half price shipping, who can pass that up? So I love this fleece. I'll show it to you one more time. I like how long the tunic is. The bias binding gives it just a little bit of shape and weight. This is not a drapey fabric. It's not terribly stretchy either. It's pretty much all about the performance for keeping you cool if you need to be kept cool. And personally speaking, I need to keep my cool. So it's a great fit for me. I hope it will be for you too. Thanks for being here today. I can't wait to bring you more Fabric Mart Fabricista makes in 2020, and I'll see you soon. Bye.